In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up your Firefox Development Environment. If you don't already have Firefox, you can get it from getfirefox.com. Now I have my Firefox icon here, and I can double-click it to get into my web browser. But I want to set up something that's different. I want to set up a development environment that's separate from my user experience. To do that, first thing I'm going to do is open up a command prompt. cmd. And then I'm going to go to the Program Files, Mozilla Firefox directory. This directory will be different depending on where you install it to. And I'm going to type Firefox hyphen Profile Manager. And then we see the Profile Manager. We're just going to click Create Profile, Next, and then just call it something. Development. Hit Finish, and we're done. Now, right now, it's not going to ask what profile to go to, but we want it to. So, let's check that. And let's go ahead and just get started by going to our development, Start. Now, it comes up as though we just installed Firefox without doing anything. It's as if it was a new, fresh install. You can see there's no extensions, no themes, and we never downloaded anything. As a matter of fact, all our options are still the defaults. Now the first thing I like to do is set up some things that I would normally do with my user experience. That is, I'd set my home page, but first off I'm going to set my download. I never like anything to go to the desktop. I want to go to my downloads. It creates the My Downloads directory for you if it doesn't already exist. And we don't want to show the download manager around when it starts. We want it to happen in the background. And there we go. Now, I want a few extensions. And I want developer extensions. Well, you can go to Tools, Extensions, Get More Extensions. And you can look through here and find any kind of extensions you want. You can also search for whatever extension you think you're looking for. As an example of installing one, I'm just going to install this. Done. And after we restart, you'll have that installed. But I don't want to stop there. I actually want to install a bunch. Now, I normally have a bunch that I install every time I go to any PC. So I actually set up a script on my website to install a lot for me, and you can use this as well. And I'm just going to click Install Firefox Extensions. And because I've never allowed this website to install extensions into this profile before, I have to allow it. Install now. And after it's all done, we can just go ahead and close everything. You can also install themes if you want. I put two here that I normally use, or I can go to Tools, Themes, get more themes. For the purposes of these videos, I'm going to keep it on the default theme. Let's go ahead and exit all the windows. And we don't need this anymore. Go ahead and open Firefox. And now I can go to my user profile or my development profile. And there we go. Some of the extensions are going to have a nice little splash screen for the first time, maybe some instructions, but that's only the first time. And you can see things look a little different here. We have this bar up here, called the Web Developer bar, which we'll talk about later in this series. And we have this guy on the left. And there's something down here and over here. Now, these are all different extensions I installed, but most of the extensions are hidden. For example, right-click. We have a few different things here. And creating shortcut in the desktop. And a few other things. This one here I actually install on my user profile, but I like to have it in my developer profile as well. It allows me to keep my bookmarks, my history, my downloads, and various other things together in one screen. And later in this series, we're going to discuss this right here, Edit CSS, which will allow us to edit a website live. Now, you can customize this screen any which way you want to. For example, a few things I like to do is right-click, Customize, and I like to put this web developer gear right here, and the user agent right to the left of it. This will allow me to toggle the web developer bar on and off. Let's turn it off for now. I also like to move my bookmarks up here to consolidate space. I put a separator right here. And we don't need that anymore. Now I have a nice clean area. Okay. Now, a few things we could do in here is I could go ahead and set my home page to something more useful. Or, like I'm going to do, I'm going to set it to msdn.microsoft.com. Just like that. Now, there's a search thing over here, which in my install has a few already in it. But yours will stop right about here. Now, if you want to add more, you just go to Add Engines and click on a few that you want. What I like to install is my integrated MSDN search, where I can just type in something and it'll search MSDN for me. To install this, it's the same way, but it's just find lots of other search engines. If I go down, I see this search, MSDN, search. And there we go. Just click OK, and you'll see it show up at the bottom of your list. Now, I don't really want this to take over the same screen each time. For example, if I search for a SQL connection, and I search for a SQL command, I don't want it taking over the same screen. So I installed another extension, which goes in here, Tab Browsing, which can allow me to say, searches from the search bar load in the foreground, in a new tab. Just like that. Other things I can customize is the width of my search bar, which is an extension I installed, and I can see what other extensions I installed by using an extension that I installed right here. Auto copy, which will allow me to copy immediately. No need to copy paste. You just select and it's copied. Measure it, which is very nice. You just select. You can measure things. See exactly what the height and width in pixels of any object is. The user agent is also very nice. You can masquerade as any one of these web browsers. Or you can set up custom ones. You can also set up one other nice thing. If you bring back the web developer toolbar here, if you go to Options, Options, Resize, we're going to add a nice resize here. I'm on a widescreen monitor, so I'm not going to be able to natively test standard resolution. Now, in here, I can actually tell it to resize my page to 800 by 600 or 10 by 7. This video is actually recording an 800 by 600 window, so you won't be able to see this exactly. But, for example, if I were to put in 640 by 480, you can see right away. So this will allow you to test your web pages in larger or smaller resolutions. As I say, we'll discuss the rest of the things in this web developer bar in a future video.